Hi, welcome to Joe Played This. You know, as a kid, I was all about Super Mario Brothers. I played the games, I watched the cartoons, I ate the cereal, I had the lunchbox. As a matter of fact, I still have it. I even dressed up as Mario for Halloween, complete with a homemade raccoon tail. I watched that terrible movie. No, not that one. This one. But the less said about that, the better. But today, I want to talk about Super Mario Bros. 2. You know, as a kid, I never owned a copy of this. So whenever I played it at someone's house, I thought it was just weird.
The first time I played it, I couldn't even figure out how to open that stupid door at the beginning of the first level. It was such a huge departure from the first game, and because of that, I really didn't like it. Super Mario Bros. 2 takes place in the land of Subcon, instead of the Mushroom Kingdom. You don't have to even save the princess this time. She joins Mario, Luigi, and even Toad in a quest to defeat not Bowser, but rather a large green frog-like character named Wart. This game had many differences than that of its predecessor, especially in terms of its gameplay mechanics, which I'll get into in a moment. But the reason Super Mario Bros. 2 was so different was because the original sequel, later nicknamed The Lost Levels, was deemed too difficult by Nintendo for American audiences. And boy were they right. The level design made for extremely challenging gameplay from start to finish. Mario controlled the same as he did in the previous game, while Luigi had a difficult time stopping but could jump much higher. Need I not mention the punishing behavior and placement of enemies. And then there were those poisonous mushrooms. The difficulty in this game has the ability to trigger some people to throw their controller through the TV.
No, I haven't done that. Honest.
We here at Joe Played This do not endorse the practice of throwing one's controller in anger at the TV. It's just a game. We highly recommend going outside or taking a walk or something like that.
I could go on, but I'm not here to talk about the Lost Levels. The sequel we received was a reskin of a game called Yume Kojo Doki Doki Panic. The story of Super Mario Bros. 2, according to the game intro which you're about to watch, is as follows.
While in the previous game, you could easily hit question blocks, get fire flowers, stomp on Goombas and Koopa Troopas, you couldn't in this game because they didn't exist.
Instead, you had to pluck vegetables out of the ground and throw them at enemies. And speaking of enemies, while you weren't able to stomp on them, you could at least throw them at other enemies, which I must admit can be pretty satisfying. But what about power-ups and coins? Potions were required in order to get into an area called Subspace, where you could obtain mushrooms and coins, but you had to move fast to get them all. The coins you earned would give you an opportunity to gain extra lives after completing the level. Later I'll show you a helpful tip to make the most of that in World 1-2. You could also get a Starman, but that required you to collect 5 cherries. Instead of 8 worlds with 4 levels each, this game contains 7 worlds with 3 levels each, except for World 7, which has only 2 levels. For each level, you get to choose which character you want to play as, which really comes in handy because one character may be better suited over the others based off of their abilities. Mario has average speed and strength, Luigi can jump higher, Toad is very fast and strong, and Princess Toadstool, yes, I said Toadstool, can float in the air for a couple of seconds. At the end of each level, you have to face Birdo. Throw 3 eggs at her, and she'll give up an orb. Pick it up, and you'll have to enter some large mouth to end the level. Yeah, that's not the least bit weird, is it? At the end of each of the first 6 worlds, you have to face one of several different bosses, and defeat them with multiple hits by using either vegetables, mushroom blocks, or bombs, depending on who you're fighting against. After defeating them, a door appears and you get to play the bonus chance slot machine to get a crack at extra lives. If you get 3 of the same item, you receive a 1-up. If you receive a cherry in the first position, you also gain an extra life. If you get all 3 cherries, you are awarded with 5 extra lives, and that can really come in handy as the game progresses. The amount of chances you have to rack up extra lives depends on the amount of coins you've collected in that level. With that being said, here's a tip for giving yourself 18 chances at the bonus game in World 1-2.
At the end of World 7-2, you finally get to battle against Wart. And all you have to do is throw 6 vegetables into his mouth. Sounds easy, right?
It's actually a bit tricky. Wart hates vegetables, so as you're trying to collect them and strike him with them, he's blowing bubbles. If a vegetable is hit by a bubble, it dissolves. If a bubble hits you, you receive damage. You have to time it just right. Once you successfully throw 6 vegetables at Wart, he is defeated and you beat the game. Wart has been overthrown and the land of Subcon celebrates. Moments later, we see Mario sleeping and the celebration appearing as just a thought bubble. Could this mean that this whole adventure was only a dream?
Clever, Nintendo. Clever. I think that's enough clapping for now.
While I didn't care for Super Mario Bros. 2 as a kid, I've really grown to appreciate it, and have become rather fond of it. It's an extremely fun and challenging game, with tremendous replay value and features far better graphics and sound than the original Super Mario Bros. The landscapes are vibrant and I really like how each of the different worlds look. The music is fun to listen to as well, and I really like how it features boss battle themes. It adds an extra element of excitement to an already engaging adventure.
I can't say enough good things about this game. If you haven't played Super Mario Bros. 2 yet, do yourself a favor and play it. You won't regret it. Until next time, my name is Joe, and I've played this. Thanks for watching.